Assalamualaikum. Maaf agak telat.
Arya, halo. Yuk ya,
Halo.
lanjut. Iya,
Ya,
yuk. Semangat, semangat. Hore, Arya datang. Mari kita lanjut. Semangat. Berarti Python
ya.
ya, ya.
Mhm.
Mhm. Alright. Oke, oke, oke. Kita mulai.
Oke. To rectify the errors in the program to get the desired output, check the sample output.
Kalau satu, oh iya ini. Ayo ya, pemanasan dulu. Ingat minggu lalu nih. Apa yang salah ya? Disuruh benerin. Eh,
Yes.
satu. Kalau satu, option satu. Kalau dua, option dua. Kalau tiga, option tiga. Kalau, ih, asal udah bener dah. Integer udah ya inputnya ya. Bener.
Iya.
Hijau dong pasti. Yes. Pastinya udah bener ini. Mari Kak Cika ngambil kopi dulu ya. Ya,
Hmm.
kopi ini nggak oke. Oke, oke. Ayo, ayo. Apa nih? X-nya dari nol. Selama X-nya print nol, nol, dua, empat. Yeah. Oke. Apalagi? Will get exploited. Before lah. Before each iteration. Excellent
Hmm.
work.
While
The loop is skipped. Pintar Arya. Yes. Terus ngebut.
what does the following code snippet do? But x
Hah?
equals 1 while x.
Hah? Kalau satu dia lebih besar dari nol. Print X dong. Oh iya bener infinite. Oh iya pintar Arya. Bener Arya. Pintar. Kak Cika masih mikir Arya udah jawab. Ini apa? 5 kurang
Ada
satu.
bukannya?
Enggak dong.
Hmm.
How many times ya? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 kali.
Hmm.
Yes. Ini apa? Hmm. 10. 10 kurang 2 berarti 10. Iya, betul. Betul sekali, betul sekali. Nah, mulai coding lagi ya. Pangkat ya, kuadrat. Jadi kalau 5 berarti 1 pangkat 2, 2 pangkat 2, 3 pangkat 3, 4 pangkat 4, 5 pangkat 5.
Oke, wow. Nulisnya gini atau gini? Pakai sama dengan?
Hah,
Bukan ya.
while true ya kayaknya ya. Bisa, bisa, bisa. While, while none. Iya bisa gitu. While 6 lebih besar dari satu. Area mau dari besar ke kecil, kecil ke besar.
Hah? Oh, oke, oke. Oh, cara itunya gimana sih?
Caranya pakai while. Gini ya. Ntar, ntar sayang. Kasih kecontohin. While Python. Ada lihat di contoh ya. Terus ada yang bikin. Oh, while Python itu berarti gini. Kalau kacikan karena gini. Tunggu ya. Bentar ya. Ini ya. Di chat ya sayang. Terus Arya
Oh,
yang lanjut ya. Jadi kayak Arya bikin dulu I-nya. Nah, pakai 6 kan itu bener Arya tadi berarti. Wow,
I
6-nya
equal
lebih kecil dari, enggak dong. Wow, I lebih kecil dari num ya. Kan itu num itu berapa angkanya? I itu
eh
iterasinya. Jadi I iterasi, 6 itu batasnya. Nah, Arya berarti while I lebih kecil dari I, sayangku bukan satu. Aduh ya. Ini apa?
tapi kan ini harusnya ngeprintnya itu adalah ini ya. That utilizes a while loop to print the squares of numbers from 1 to
Ya,
n.
berarti yang Arya print apa I-nya kan? While I lebih kecil dari 6, print I kali I.
Oh,
Ya,
oke.
tapi itu bukan while satu, while I berarti. Nah, terus I-nya sama Arya harus di set satu awalnya. Jangan nggak di set nanti I-nya nggak tahu berapa angka awalnya kan kacau. Begitu, begitu. Kok gini sih? Nah, kok gitu ya? Kok gitu sih ya? I, I lebih kecil dari, I lebih kecil dari 6. Lebih kecil sama dengan print I kali I plus satu. Iya, kebalik itunya
Tapi
aja
kok
ya.
kalau kayak gini,
Kebalik aja ya ini. Lebih kecil sama
oke.
dengan bukan sama dengan lebih kecil. kebolak. Ah, oke. Hijau kah dia? Nah,
Yes.
dia maunya ke sana. Ah, oke. Nice. Nice. Nice.
Write a program that uses a while loop to find the factorial of a given number. What is the factorial? Factorial is a function that multiplies a number by.
Udah bener deh kayaknya. Bener nggak sih? Iya kan? Ntar dulu. eh Only satu. For is output 5. Eh, ini tuh faktorial ya. Faktorial ya. Jadi kalau 5 berarti kan ini ya. Coba Kak Cika kotret tapi Arya yang nulis ya. Berarti kan N
Okay.
ini sama dengan 5 kan ya. Nah,
Mm-hmm.
hasilnya tuh harus 5 kali 4 kali 3 kali 2
Uh,
kali 1. Berarti Arya
jadi,
ngeluping pakai I kan. Berarti eh jangan ngeprint dulu, tapi Arya jumlahin. Jadi kayak misalnya F faktorial gitu ya. Saya faktorial itu sama dengan faktorial ditambah, taruh dulu, pakai rekursif nggak ya? Hmm, faktorialnya sama dengan satu. Faktorial sama dengan faktorial ditambah I kali N gitu nggak ya? Ya nggak ya? Ya, I kali N. Coba Arya cek, bener nggak Kak Cika mikirnya? Taunya kacau lagi. Misalnya sekarang ya, I-nya satu kan, faktorialnya juga satu ya. Faktorial sama dengan faktorial ditambah satu kali, N-nya berapa? 5 ya? Oh, nggak gitu ya, nggak gitu. Tunggu, tunggu. Kak Cika coba ya. Kalau kata Kak Cika gini deh ya. Oke. Aku kok tidak bisa berpikir bener ya. Nah, I-nya kan sama dengan satu ya. Nah, dia kan sebanyak 6 numbernya kan ya. Kalau 5 berarti 5 kan. Berarti kan I lebih kecil sama dengan sampai number kan. Mulai I dari satu. Tapi faktorial juga mulai dari satu. Nah, si faktorial ini adalah faktorial ditambah I dikali, taruh, I ditambah I dikali N. Enggak dong. Faktorial dikali I. Ngaco Kak Cika. Ini dikali I. Kenapa ya ya Kak Cika tuh kadang-kadang kalau nulis sama ngetik coding itu lebih waras kalau ngetik kalau nulis tuh malah jadi gak logik. Nah ini tuh salah ya, harusnya ini dikali I gitu, print I. Nah ini printnya jangan di sini, berarti tar dulu ini ganti. Arya ngeprintnya setelah loopingnya selesai kan ya, gitu nggak sih? Coba ya,
iya.
print pak. Ya, coba ya. Coba tes dulu. Biasanya 5. Ini salah. Apa nih? Ya, walnya kenapa salah katanya? 6. Oh, 6 is not defined. N. Ya Allah, Arya Kacika salah. N. Oke, run.
Oke,
Nah, udah,
coba
bener
coba
nggak?
pakai yang angka yang lain.
Coba cobain, Kak Cika hapus ya. Nice, oke.
Oh, oke.
Kegedean sayangku, ya Allah. Apalah misalnya berapa? 10 gitu. Eh, kenapa ya? Oh, nggak ada inputnya Arya barusan. Jeng, hijau. Nice.
Jreng jreng
Excellent.
jreng.
Jreng, 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 jreng. Bentar, ini cek dulu ya. Oh. Kak Cika tuh tadi mau ngecek ini ya, bentar.
Okay, write a program that uses a while loop to find number of vowels giving input string of lowercase Latin letters. Okay, so
Coba, ntar sampai Kak Cika bingung.
how do I check the letters again in a word?
Ah, oh iya, tunggu.
Pakai map kan kalau nggak salah, tapi aku lupa terus yang map
Iya,
kayak
aku
gimana.
juga lupa. Sama-sama ya, bentar-bentar. Kalau Kak Cika pakai list aja lah.
Hah?
Nih, kalau Kak Cika gini ya, gini. Ntar ya. Ini logika Kak Cika, tapi kalau misalnya jadi Kak Cika tuh bikin list. Misalnya Kak Cika bikin list, misalnya isinya adalah apa aja? A,
A, E, I, O, U.
A, I, U, E, O. Oke, udah kan? Nah, false input kan. Kita misalnya masukin. Inputnya string kan?
Hmm,
For, kalau Kak Cika gini, C, in vowels. Oh, ini Kak Cika inget nih. Jadi, untuk semua huruf yang ada di dalam vowels yang dimasukkan, if si ada di dalam V yang tadi list itu,
hmm,
maka suruh ngapain sih? Suruh ngitung apa gimana ya?
hmm,
Oh, the count ya.
ya.
Berarti kan harus bikin count juga ya. Berarti di sini kita harus bikin count. Count sama dengan nol kan? Belum ada. Nah, kalau misalnya eh, di setiap huruf yang ada di vowels, kalau huruf itu ada di dalam list, which is listnya itu adalah vowel, maka ini Kak Cika sekarang dulu ya. Count. Salah. Taruh tab. Count sama dengan tambah satu kan counternya ya.
Iya.
Nah, udah selesai. Ya suruh suruh selesaiin tuh sampai beres. Udah di print aja hasilnya berarti. Berarti print. Ih kok di situ? Yang di situ. Eh, eh, eh. Sabar. Coba gitu ya. Bener nggak? Tapi ini cara kecil. Tapi kalau Arya mau pakai cara lain boleh. Nah, kalau
Oh,
kecil
oke,
gini
oke.
kayak chord chef. Bener nggak sih tiga ya?
Hmm,
Chord chef. Tiga bener kan? O-nya satu, E-nya dua.
hmm,
Harusnya. Kalau Kak Cika cara paling gampang gitu. Soalnya di di Python tuh paling enak. Nah, kan?
Ya.
Mantap kan?
Kak Cika, Kak Cika. Eh,
Iya, ya.
jadi Kak, teman aku itu mau bikin game, kayak
Mm-mm.
game game apa gitu. Terus
Ya.
tapi dia nggak tahu dia cara nge-code gimana.
Hmm.
eh terus aku mau nanya
Mm-mm.
tentang G dia belum tahu gamenya akan kayak gimana, tapi dia lagi berpikir gitu. Nah, jadinya aku mau nanya,
Mm-mm.
apa sih, gimana sih cara nge-coding WASD apa gitu? Itu caranya gimana sih? Apa udah ada?
Bisa ya. Iya, bisa. Misalnya Arya mau bikin game yang 2D aja ya. Bisa pakai Scratch, bisa pakai Game Maker ya. Tapi jadi nanti kayak gini pakai if. Jadi
Oh,
misalnya key
enggak, dia
press.
maunya 3D.
Alamak. Kalau 3D berarti pakai Godot atau pakai Roblox atau
Oh,
pakai
oke.
Blender. Kalau 3D lebih mabok lah, lebih susah ya kalau 3D
Kenapa
sebenarnya.
emang?
Kan lebih susah. Jadi kan kalau 3D, kalau 2D kan cuman action ya. Kalau 3D kan ada ada ruang gitu loh ya, ada
Iya.
depth-nya gitu. Jadi lebih berat resource-nya, terus asetnya juga lebih susah kan kita harus ngegambarnya 3D. Terus ruangannya
Iya
juga jadi
juga ya.
3D kan, wow kemana-mana. Terus kontrolnya juga jadi lebih susah. Kalau misalnya 2D kan cuman misalnya atas bawah kanan kiri ya. Nah
Iya.
kalau 3D kan iya bisa atas bawah kiri serong udah nggak tahu dah itu lebih susah sebenarnya.
Oh,
Jadi bisa nyoba 2D dulu nanti kalau udah jago baru pindah ke 3D. Kalau kata Kak Cika sih. Jadi yang penting
oke.
idenya dulu gitu.
Oke oke. Kalau eh kalau di apa bikin game 3D itu eh apa bikin kayak dekorasinya kayak visualnya apa gitu. Bosnya bentuknya kayak gimana misalnya itu jadinya itu pakai pakai apa? HT masih pakai HTML atau itu cuma buat 2D aja?
Kalau HTML, sebenarnya kalau Arya misalnya mau bikin gamenya di web ya, bisa pakai
Iya.
JavaScript ya. Tapi
Oh,
itu juga, iya, tapi itu juga 2D deh. Ntar ya, Kak cari ya. Can we code 3D games for browsers with JavaScript? Atau ya, asal nggak bisa deh. Kali bisa ya. Oh, bisa pakai WebGL. Oh, Kak Cika dulu pakai OpenGL. Bisa ya, tapi ya harus pakai library yang 3D. Oke, Kak Cika mengalami kepenuhan ini, kepenuhan storage. Bentar ya, ngapusin dulu. Ya Allah ya Rasulullah, kenapa gini ya? Ini kita hapus dulu. Berarti Arya gimana tadi? Oh iya itu ada. Ini kita hapus. Nah, ya. Bisa, tapi ya itu. Ada harus codingnya rajin. Terus gini ya, yang susah lagi tuh game adalah bikin asetnya. Jadi buat tokohnya, terus udah gitu environmentnya, backgroundnya. Terus misalnya aset-aset kayak, oh ada koin, oh ada leaderboard, oh misalnya mau ada pop-upnya, Windows-nya, gitu-gitunya lah ya. Pokoknya harus harus asik gitu. Misalnya Arya suka tuh, harus uplek aja gitu, rajin gitu dikerjain, bikinnya gitu. Nggak sehari 2 hari soalnya. Begitu Arya.
jadi kalau bikin sendiri game kayak gitu itu bisa bisa bertahun-tahun ya?
Iya, tapi tergantung
Hmm.
kalau saya Kak Cika tuh mau bikin game Pac-Man ya sehari juga beres sih. Atau misalnya game
Iya
apa
sih.
yang gampang. Heeh. Tapi kalau saya udah
Bener.
kompleks, pengen ada levelnya. Wih, pengen kayak platform game yang kayak Mario Bros. Wih, pengen kayak Geometry Dash. Arya main nggak Geometry
Ya
Dash?
main-main-main.
Nah, itu mabuk tuh bikinnya bisa pakai Scratch tapi berbulan-bulan itu. Soalnya codingnya panjang, terus asetnya banyak ay. Jadi begitu. Alah, komputer. Eh, Penuh kali, solid kecikat, area diberesin dulu. Berarti kita hapusin dulu ini. Nggak bisa
Write
nge-recall.
a program to calculate the sum of the first. Okay, so
Oke,
uh,
tunggu ya. Oh, ini aja. Bentar ya, jika mau bersih.
loh kok 30? Bentar, I don't get it. Sum of the of first and multiples of three. Huh?
Sum of multiple of three. Jadi sum of first and multiplies of three. Apa sih? Inputnya 4. Satu kali dua kali tiga gitu ya. 1 kali 2 berapa? 2 kali 3 6. Ah, gimana sih?
30. Per Earth first four multiples Earth of three are oh.
Gimana?
So n is not the number that is multiplied by 3. N is the multiplier of 3, which is already a set number.
Oke. Terus jadi ngitungnya? Ah,
Print, print, print apa ya? Um,
coba Arit, coba cari dulu. Oke.
oh, range.
In range. Oh iya, bentar. Ini aja deh kalau gitu kita clean. Hmm, ini aja. Ini kan berarti yang area udah ada. Yang area itu ini. Ini yang unit. Oke, berarti kita ke sini. Wih, pakai gitu ya caranya ya? Canggih tuh. Nice. Kita lihat. Waduh, waduh. Kak Cika mau gitu nggak ya? Sok, ada gimana? Kalau nggak Kak Cika tipe pakai cara Kak Cika gimana?
Hmm.
Gimana?
Bentar-bentar, aku mau lihat dari yang lain.
Hmm.
Or itu apa sih?
Ort itu nilai-nilai integer dari alfabet gitu ya. Jadi saya ada huruf apa, dia nomor nilai angkanya berapa gitu. Itu ort. Nah kan?
Miss, kalau kan kita bisa nge ngeprint sesuatu dan itu bakal output di konsol.
Iya,
Itu
iya.
misalnya kita bikin game nih, terus eh, text bubble-nya itu cara di stylenya gimana dengan print gitu?
Ah, beda ya, nggak pakai print itu. Jadi kalau misalnya Arya pakai Python yang begini, itu jadinya
Hmm.
2D. Ya, jadi maksudnya kita harus pakai library yang kalau ini kan ngeprint di layar doang kan ya, maksudnya di
Hmm.
layar mana ya? Maksudnya per baris gitu. Kalau bikin game
Hmm.
kan harus segede layar. Itu pakai library lagi ya. Jadi biasanya kalau di Python tuh pakai Pygame namanya.
Hmm.
Dia udah ada library-nya si Pygame itu. Begitulah pokoknya. Lah, ini kenapa gini ya? Tunggu. Kalau gini gimana? Ini gini. Wednesday itu, oh, nanti besok. Nah, kita coba ya, cek the
Eh,
sample.
wait. Ya.
The first and multiples of three. Mana sih nggak ngerti? 3, 6. Oh, tambahin. Oh, ini yang tadi kan ya. Coba ya Kak Cika coba ya. Berarti kan kalau gitu for for i in range n. Oke, sumnya sama dengan nol berarti ya. Sum sama dengan nol. Oh, in range. Start step n 3 berarti. Jadi dia 3. Berarti sum sama dengan sum ditambah i. Gitu nggak sih ya? Nah, Udah gitu, udah gitu berarti print aja. Print sum. Run, coba. Ih, kok no? Oh, mulai dari satu i-nya. Eh, mulai dari tiga. Apa dari nol ya? Apa gini ya? Tiga, stepnya tiga gitu nggak sih? Ih, kacau. Tunggu. Kan sumnya nol. I-nya dari tiga sampai N. Misalnya N-nya 4. Oh, oke. Salah, 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 salah. Berarti bener gini. N. Oh, ngerti, 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 ngerti. Oke, tahu, 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 tahu salahnya. Berarti kan I-nya sampai 4. Tiga kali I dong. Nah, ini baru bener nih. Ini enggak sih? Ini harusnya bener dah. 4 kok 18? Salah. Eh, 4 harusnya 30 ya? Ntar
Iya,
dulu.
apa harusnya
3
30.
dikali I. I-nya dari 0. Oh iya ya. I-nya dari 1 ya berarti ya. Berarti coba dari 1. Dan dari 0. Oh, 18 ya, ya. 3. Sum sama dengan 0 kan? Sum sama dengan sum ditambah I kali 3. I-nya kan 1 pertama. I kali 3 kan 3. Oke, sekarang 2. 2 kali 3. Oh, N-nya jangan N kurang N plus 1 nih. Kan. Nah, bener nih sekarang. Slapmit nih, slapmit. Yes.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Oke,
Oke,
so nextnya Arya coba.
let me see. Ini cara bekerjanya kayak gimana belajar. Oke, I think I understand. What does the break statement do?
Ayo, berarti ini apa? Hasilnya apa ini?
Hmm,
Mm, mm, mm. Apa? Hmm. Ntar geser dulu. Continue.
Hmm.
Continue, exit the loop entirely. Continue. Keep one iteration, break, exit the loop entirely. Ya.
Oke.
Nah,
Oke.
ayo. Ini berarti bagi dua. Ih-nya. Berarti 2 sama 4. 0 perlu nggak ya? Oh iya, 0 masuk juga. 0, 2 sama 4. 0, 2 sama 4 ya. Mulai pegang. 0 sama 4. 0, 2, 4. 0, 2. Oke, terus 0, 2, 4 ya. Oh iya, cek dulu ini. Number 10, 20. Namanya numbers 6 kali 2. Hasilnya 20, 40.
About one of the only winged insects in the animal kingdom that
Kayaknya C
exists,
deh.
but that people actually tolerate for the most part. And in fact, many of us love bees, as they're not only kind of adorable, but they're also just about one of the most important animals out there when it comes to our own well-being, as long as you're not allergic, that is. And this is primarily because they pollinate over a third of the world's
Oh,
and their actions contribute to about $160 billion annually for global agriculture. And without them, it's believed that many, many people would die, and civilization would take a good beating. So I would say that's a pretty good reason alone to love them. And like I said, it also helps that some of them actually look kind of cute for a bug betties, but is probably best exemplified by the mascot of all bees, Bumblebee, a fuzzy little group of over 250 different species that in many cases bear a pretty cool pattern one of the most recognizable insects out there, even having their own animated movie dedicated to them. However, bumblebees have light. In fact, all bees have light, because while most people believe that bees equal good and wholesome, that doesn't actually apply to all of them. After all, the word bee itself isn't just one large genus. It's any of the winged species that belong to the clade known as Anthophylum. And in total, this extends over 20,000 known species, with just two of them being the ones responsible for pollinating over 80% of crops. So, talk about sharing the team. And now, this isn't to say that the other 90% of bad cookies, but a few of them kind of are. And there's actually a handful of bees out there that don't just follow their own rules, but are the exact opposite of what you expect from relatives of bumblebees. Operating more like animals you'd expect to see in some sort of horror movie. And one of the most prominent examples of this has something to do with a type of bee that is responsible for a substance often referred to as meat honey. Yes, that is first name meat, last name honey. Before we can dive into that, I need to first introduce you to its creator, the vulture bees. In remote parts of South America, within rainforests and jungles, you will find this group, a small band of three very closely related species of bees that all belong to the genus known as Trigona, with the species specifically being Trigona crassipes, Necrophagia, and Hypogaea. And on the surface, these three species are pretty standard Trigona bees, being quite small, between 8 and 22 millimeters long, brown in color, and thankfully stingless. You'll mostly find them in the same kind of environment as their relatives too, which is to say, areas that are warmer, dark, and moist. And in their case, this usually is tree hollows, abandoned termite nests, or even underground, where they set up hives with similar hierarchical structures, not home. There being queen, worker, drone, primary larva. But past this point, similarities abruptly end. Things start getting a bit more unsettled, especially once it becomes time for supper. Hives. Now, both Trigona bees are rather ordinary. A pollen nectar from over 500 plant species, just like many other bees. So, pretty standard. But these three species, on the other hand, they have no interest in the usual goods. If you took a good look at one of the species names, the Necrophagia, you may already have an idea of what they prefer to chow down on, and that would be flesh. Yes, meat-eating bees is a real thing, and it's actually been a thing for longer than scientists first thought, despite being aware of these three species existing for hundreds of years. It was only in the 1980s that the researchers realized that these bees are gobbling up meat, not plant matter. Although, we aren't talking about just any kind of meat. No, no. This meat would be rotting flesh. Yep. This is also why they're commonly nicknamed the vulture bees. So basically, put a fresh sirloin in front of one of you guys, you're gonna get a no thank you. But a decaying corpse, then it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. An observation on these bees find that often how they let you chow down is by tunneling straight through the carcass's eyes, giving them behind-the-scenes
Gimana ya?
access to cocaine. Additionally, like many flies, vulture bees accomplish the feat of actually ingesting the rotting flesh by vomiting up saliva that is chock full of specialized digestive enzymes, which then help break down the decomposing flesh to a delicious homemade soup. Then, slow it down. In many cases, the feeding process only gets more nauseating from here on out, if that's even possible. As if the vulture being questioned as a forager, they don't just let this masticated goop in their stomachs quite yet, as after all, it'd be quite rude not to share it with their friends and family, which technically all their friends are family, but you get the point. So what these bees instead store these whenever people made for a bit more portion of their element, where the goop can comfortably sit without being further digested. After that, those are then transported back to their hives, where they then invoke their professional level vomiting skills by regurgitating not saliva this time, but instead the mashed up meat, which is then immediately stored in their spots and then in the hive. And so by now, you should probably be feeling a bit sleazy. If you aren't, don't worry, because the vulture bees still have a few more tricks up their sleeves on their wings. Once this concoction is safe in the storage pod, and over time, you can find out behind. Specifically, the worker bees in the straight and rely on their hugs sitting constantly down the line. Fun fact, this acid is actually about 35% stronger than the stomach acid found in straight bees, which makes a lot of sense, but there really has to be, in order to prevent the rotten flesh from going to be upright from food poisoning. And funny enough, just like their namesake, the reason why its stomach is acidic is similar to that of vultures and hyenas, with the vulture bees possessing specific bacteria in their stomachs which have strong acid production capabilities. Well, all these guys are beasties. It seems they're kind of messy. Some of this bacteria is then also transmitted to the storage pods overall, which is thought to be actually helpful, as it serves to help with swallowing over time. This is a whale. Now, it may not look like a fire-breathing, flying reptile, but that's because you haven't removed all of its flesh. Already, this looks more like a mythical monster, but to add to the effect, consider two things. First, that you found this skeleton not washed up on the beach, but thousands of miles from the nearest water source in the middle of the desert. And the whale in question is not a modern whale, but one of the earlier whale ancestors that were a little bit more legged. If some guy a few thousand years ago happened to be the one that stumbled onto it, they probably aren't thinking that this is an ocean titan, but an ancient beast that roamed the land.
Semak.
And this is only one examples that
Suka gitu.
started the myth of dragons. Pretty much every culture eventually came up with a mythical creature that is some flavor of dragon. Either somebody found a fossil of one of the very real giant reptiles or other massive critters that roamed the earth, or they simply imagined how scary it would be if one of the local lizards was building size. No matter the case, dragons are everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Since I was a kid, I was absolutely fascinated by dragons, and for a frankly embarrassing amount of time, I was entirely convinced they were real. This was probably helped along by this book, which also took me an equally embarrassing amount of time to realize was fiction and didn't contain actual dragons. You'd think the glitter would have been a giveaway, but no. Finding out dragons weren't real was absolutely crushing. My disappointment was immeasurable, and my life was ruined. And considering the only thing that I wanted more than dragons was to grow up to be a wizard, I was on a path for
Oke,
further
oke.
disappointment. Or so I thought. Imagine my surprise when I grew up to be as close to a real wizard as you can get, and through many years of study, learned to rewrite DNA like it's Python code. This video is the first episode of what we're calling our Making Monsters series, where we take a monster from fiction and see what it would take to make it real. We're going to explore the very real chemistry, biology, and ecology of these monsters. And we're not limited to classical myth. Of course, dragons, vampires, and the like are on the table, but so is Shai-Hulud, xenomorphs, and more. And if there's a monster you want to see us dissect and figure out its function, be sure to leave a comment below. Clean in this corner, Zorgburn! Come on, lighten up! What? Oh. But without further ado, let's talk dragon. Ladies and gentlemen, I make videos about chess. It means that most of you have played chess before, which means you remember what it's like to be are insane. 100 to 200, total pandemonium. One game to the next, a person knows how to move the pieces and moves them quite well. Next game, somebody's trying to shove pieces up their nose. Now, in today's video, I will be showing you 3 games that were played between 2 of the biggest streamers in the world. One of them you haven't heard of. His name is Jinx. He said you might have. None other than Stable Ronaldo. Wrong. All these streamers are super
Coba ya,
popular.
kasih kejawab ya.
But today, Jinxie has a counterpart, a new opponent.
Di for E in range 1 sampai 11.
I think
Kalau dia tidak sama dengan 0, continue. Berarti dibagi dua tidak sama dengan 0. Berarti dari 1 tidak sama dengan 0. Lanjut. Ya, semuanya juga dong. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 5. 5 kali ya kayaknya sih.
better than some of
Bener nggak menurut Arya? Aja nggak nyoret deh, takut. Salah. Kok 10?
Tahu
Elah,
juga.
salah gue.
Aku, eh, aku sekarang tidak kurang mau berpikir, saya nge-brute force aja.
Ih, kacau. Yalah, 11 tadi. 11 gimana? Bentar.
well, maybe one or two of them, or neither of them, will watch these on stream. Now, this first game, Peso has a rating. That's because the rating was provisional and then it adjusted afterward. Let's get into these games. So first, we have E4. I apologize. Let me bring back the sounds. E4, we have the Sicilian defense. I'm gonna go out on this guy. Sicilian defense. On the center, maybe he does. I have no idea. I don't want to insult him. Pawns in the center. Good. We're gonna do a beginner checklist. Are we developing our pieces? Middle? Have we gotten our knights out? Our bishops? Pawns in the center. Don't hate this at all from Jinxie. Don't hate this at all from Peso. Don't hate this at all. Knights and bishops in the middle of the board. Now, best move is, of course, to develop another knight. But I don't hate this next move right now. I don't hate this little queen action. This is every beginner goes through this phase where you realize that if you attack with the queen and go for scholar's mate, you're going to win in 4 moves. The problem is that runs out. That's called cheesing. And a guy named Queso probably knows a thing or two about cheese. So, queen f7, that's mate. You're trying to win the game as fast as possible. That will work. Shocking. But then they can block your attack. And when they block your attack, you move left with a queen running around the board. Now, if you are running your queen around the board like this as a beginner, you have the responsibility to make sure that the queen is. It has inflicted damage here. You have one upon. Black should play principal chess, make sure you castle the king. Attacking the queen can be bad. Putting the queen on a3, not a bad move. Rook b8's weird. In general, don't touch. Don't touch. Develop the knights and the bishops. Put the king to the side. Before you touch the rook. A rook should be moved to an open file. A rook should be doubled with another rook. Don't touch. Don't touch the rook. Beginning of the game, just don't do it. Now, Jinx, I need a knight or a bishop or something. No. See, that wasn't a knight or a bishop. So we're not following the beginner checklist. And that's what we're going to try to do as a beginner. Try to follow some sort of a beginner checklist. Has the Elytra been replaced in Minecraft? It's pretty silly saying that the Elytra or the Elytra is such a staple in the game. I don't think it will ever be replaced, but there is this thing called Sulfur Cube flying machine that's seen everywhere right now. So it was first found by Puginator who used a warp stem, but then I saw many recreations done online about it, all of which use the warp stem. Now I've got a grass block here. I'm going to demonstrate that it doesn't need a warp stem to be anything, so long as it doesn't have a shot mix. So here is a dirt block, or even point flanks. Now, I already made a short about this, but because it was only 30 seconds, I couldn't really explain in detail why it is the case, and why it doesn't really work in survival. Sorry, there are many other ways you can use this cube in survival mode to travel. This is just not one of them, unless I'm messed up. Now, I have a sulfur cube here. I'm going to leash the boat to the sulfur cube.
Aduh,
So I have to shift
pelan-pelan. Let the program use it for friend and print the index of the first cards. Oh, 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 oh. Bisa ya gini. Berarti nyari angka 8 kan? Oke, berarti iya. Lain dulu deh numbersnya kayak apa sih? List bukan? Oke, Kak Cika mau lihat dulu ya. Oke, list ya. Nah, berarti kalau gitu for line ya tadi. Line. For in range length numbers. Nah, gitu. If numbers I sama dengan 8, nanti kan ada counter lagi ya di sini. Pakai counter. Kasih 0. Kan di awal dia tidak berhitung dulu. Nah, kalau dia nemu 8, counter sama dengan kontur. Nah, udah deh. Print counter. Bener gak sih dia nyuruhnya gini? Coba ya, kasih aja dulu. Hah, bener kayaknya ya, tinggal di submit. Hmm. Ya. Coba ya, Kak Cika submit ya. Ini langsung submit loh ya. Cel, 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 ding, 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 ding. Partially correct. Kenapa ya? Oh, no, no, ada yang salah. Kenapa ya? Oh, the first index. Oh, sorry, 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 sorry. Oh, ngerti, ngerti. Berarti ini kalau gitu, hmm, oke. Salah dong. Kok nggak bisa di-run sih ya? Ya, tolong pencetin run dong. Bisa, bisa. Cika. Bisa, bisa, bisa. 3, 2. Ini nggak usah print kali. Eh, gimana sih? Kok Kak Cika lemot ya? Taruh. Nggak usah gitu kan counter. Nggak usah pakai counter. Pokoknya udah aja Nggak usah pakai, ribet banget dah. Ini udah gini aja. Ran. Oh, nggak usah pakai ini kali ya. Ran. Oh, indeksnya nggak usah tambah 1. Posisi indeksnya dari 0. Oke. Bener nih kayaknya ya. Submit ya. Ada mau submit nggak? Apakah Cika nih? Submit aja. Di submit aja ya. Submit. Perfect answer dong. Submit, submit. Next, 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 next. Aduh, square of numbers ya. Write a program that uses a for each loop to print the square of each element in the list of n space separated integers but keep elements greater than. Oke, pokoknya lebih besar dari. Oke, bisa lah. Berarti kan, lalu ya. Berarti for i in range len values gitu kan? In values i. Kalau pangkat tuh gini ya kalau di Python ya. Pangkat 2. Lebih kecil dari 10. Print. Else. Sini. Itu enggak? Cobain dulu. Yang pertama 0. 0 kali 2, 0. Salah ya? Berarti mulai dari 1 len values ke 1. Gitu. Oh iya benar. Kan dia dari 0. Berarti, oh. Enggak dong. XI. Berarti kan 0. 2 kali 2, 4. I-nya lebih kecil dari 10. Kenapa yang kecika ngeprint 0? Oh, loh. Oh ya Allah, salah gue. Bukan pangkat 2. Bener ya pangkat tuh gimana sih? Taruh. Power power in iPhone. Ya Allah, Arya Kacika salah. Ini. Ah, na 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 na. Tinggal submit ya. Ya, submit ya.
Hah?
Kak Cika udah kerjain. Ini nih, tunggu, tunggu. Ini Kak Cika udah kerjain. Ini kayaknya berhasil deh.
Oke,
Coba
coba.
submit ya. Kak Cika udah botak dari tadi nih. Arya ngebantuin. Ih, Arya mah. Pada Arya pintar loh. Pasti Arya bagi,
Minta
bagi.
maaf, aku.
Arya bagi sel otaknya Kak Cika dikit. Bener ya? Hijau semua kan? 72% ya. Semangat ya.
Ya, ya.
Oke, catat dulu. Sampai mana kita nih? Ah, itu arrange dulu deh. Masih ada 1 menit. Ih, Arya mah.
Nih.
Ah, bukan itu.
Bukan
Lihat,
ya.
lihat, lihat aja tabnya. Tabnya masukin ke dalam. Terus kayaknya paling bawah deh sama dengan I+1. Print
Oh
dulu
ya.
apa? Print dulu apa nambah dulu sih ya?
Ah,
Ah,
ya. Print dulu.
nice.
Oke.
Difficulty. Ya udah oke.
Ya,
Makasih ya
makasih
sayangku.
ya Kak Cika. Aku bakal coba lebih semangat nanti pertemuan yang lebih depan.
Ya, makasih
Ya,
Arya for today.
ya.
Bye bye.
Assalamualaikum. Bye-bye.
Salam. Bye.